Wow. Is it recording?
Yeah, it's recording now.
Take 2. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of the TWC Show. I am here with Arvy from Rain City Toys. We have lots and lots to talk about. It's your boy, the Wrestling Classic, Justin. You're probably looking at these glasses. They say Yeet. They're custom made, man. Custom made Yeet glasses for Yeetomania. It was your kid's birthday.
Yeah, it was.
And it was Yeet party themed.
The big three.
He really loves Jey Uso.
Yeah, I think he has him winning the
match against Gunther.
Unfortunately, not the main event. But
like I said, I love how you're on it now. You're like, oh, it's not the main event anymore. Main event, Jay's not in the main event. But we love Jay in this house.
We do. My family loves him way too much.
Yeah. I literally just talked to his wife 2 seconds ago and I said, you know, you guys probably like Jey Uso more than CM Punk. She said, yes, we do. Which was really disappointing to me.
Yeah, my kid's 3. All he does is eat.
That's true. He does eat. He did. He had a Yeet cake. If you guys follow me on Instagram or Rain City Toys on Instagram, you guys can see the cake. It's on my page. Scroll down if it's been a couple of days. But check it out. It's actually a really dope cake. It was like really, like I knew you guys were getting it, but when I saw it, I was like, shit.
Yeah, dude, I took this off, man. I can't see shit.
Why not?
I'm not serious. I didn't know why we're wearing them.
Yeet! You didn't even yeet with them on, man. I'm like yeeting by myself. Okay. Quick shout out to 500 level. Check out the sick Roddy Piper shirt. If you checked out the video with the Yeet cake, you saw his kid wearing a 500 level Yeet shirt. Jey Uso. Also, Arvy has got some tapped in sneakers. Sent him some swag too.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
The last few weeks, you saw me rocking some tapped-in stuff.
I guess you guys say Jake the Snake Roberts, one of my favorites.
He really wanted a Rihanna shirt, didn't come, but
I know. I did.
But you got some other cool shirts.
I got some cool swag.
You'll wear some in the next couple of weeks. I got Jake the Snake. I got Roddy Piper. I got Lita. I got a couple other ones.
Rihanna would have been nice though.
My old Wolfpack shirts and stuff at 500level.com, tappedinsneakers.com. Get yourself some cool wrestling swag. We got lots to talk about. So let me know what you want to start with. We're going to talk about Charlotte and Tiffany. We can talk about Kevin Owens with a serious injury, no longer wrestling Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Or we can talk about CM Punk's favor. What do you want to start with?
Take those damn glasses off, man.
Why?
I'm over it.
Okay, I'll take these glasses off in one situation. I'm going to make you quickly make AEW predictions for tomorrow's pay-per-view, AEW Dynasty.
My God, man.
Because you're such a big AEW fan. I think it'll be fun to make you make predictions.
Didn't they have a pay-per-view last week?
No, it was like 3 weeks ago or something, which is pretty normal. But I was going to make you make predictions because I feel like you don't watch and it'll be interesting to see who you'd pick. Obviously, this show's probably going to drop after Dynasty airs because Dynasty's tomorrow. Okay. So you're just going to see if our predictions were correct or wrong after the fact. But I just think it'll be interesting for you.
Predict the winner, or do you want me to predict like what's going to happen in the match?
I want you to predict the winners. Okay. Because I don't think like you've been watching, you know, really what would happen or could happen. But I think you kind of know.
A little bit.
I feel like you should kind of know.
I mean, I tried to watch it this week, but I never had time.
You know, I was watching Mercedes and Harley Cameron versus Athena and Julia Hart right now when you walked in. And you're like, why are you watching this?
I did say that.
Because it's Mercedes Moné. Yeah. And I actually really do like Harley Cameron and Julia Hart. And no disrespect to Athena.
I didn't know Athena was in AEW.
She's been there the whole time. She's been on Ring of Honor. She's the longest reigning Ring of Honor Women's Champion.
No idea.
Yeah. We're going to talk about her because she's also in the Owen Hart tournament. I think so. I'm going to read the card. I actually feel like personally, and I watch every week. I watch Dynamite at least every week. Feel like I know like 3-4 matches on the card. I'm going to skip the pre-show, but Nick Wayne's
give me the pre-show. I want the
Nick Wayne and CRU versus AR Fox and Top Flight.
CRU, AR Fox, PMJ. Who are these guys?
So CRU's Action Andretti and Leo Rush.
Okay.
AR Fox is a singles wrestler, and he's...
So it's a 3-on-3?
Yeah, and then he's facing Top Flight, Dante, and Darius Martin.
Give me the second, guys. Dante and...
Look, he's going with Top Flight and AR Fox.
Yeah, I'm going with AR Fox.
Yeah, even though I think I'm going to go with Nick Wayne and CRU just based on the fact that I think they're trying to do something with Nick Wayne and the patriarchy. Okay. Max Caster is going to have another open challenge, and he's been losing every single one.
Max Caster
from the Acclaimed.
Well, he's a singles wrestler now?
He's a singles. The Acclaimed broke up.
Yeah, I know a little bit.
See, look at that.
Yeah.
He asked me the question, and then said I know a little bit. John Mox. Oh, we'll go backwards. We're going to go backwards. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe in a men's Owen Hart Cup tournament quarterfinal match.
Kyle Fletcher versus who?
Mark Briscoe. Jay Briscoe's brother, the Briscoe brothers.
Yeah. Kyle Fletcher.
I'm going to have to go with Kyle Fletcher. I really think Mark should win, but I think they're trying to build Kyle Fletcher as like a top contender for the future.
He was in the Ospreay match, right?
Yeah, he was in the Ospreay match. Mercedes Money versus Julia Hart. Big fan of both these women. Obviously, Mercedes, my lifelong favorite women's wrestler of all time, and Julia's been killing it ever since she's
Julia Hart?
Yeah, so it's
She
Owen Hart.
related to Brett?
No, she's not related to Brett. She was in the House of Black, and she was the cheerleader with Brian Pillman and Griff Garrison. What happened to Griff Garrison?
I think someone's gonna come interfere, and
It's a tournament, so someone has to win.
so Sasha Banks is probably gonna get
Mercedes money. He meant Mercedes money. Who? No disrespect, Sasha. He meant Mercedes.
Mercedes.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll go with Julia Hart
What
because
the-
she can't have all the titles and a trophy.
I'm gonna have to go with Mercedes because I think the goal here is to have Mercedes versus
You're
Athena.
just sucking up to her, man. She's gonna lose.
I'm not sucking up to her.
She's gonna lose.
Mercedes, we love you on the
No, we
TWC
don't.
show. We love you.
We know he loves you. I
Will-
don't even know you.
Will Ospreay versus Kevin Knight, men's Owen Hart Cup tournament quarterfinal match. Kevin Knight is from New Japan. I interviewed him not too long ago on Casual Conversations. You guys can check it out. Great dude. He's a team with Kushida.
The fact I have no idea who that Kevin Knight guy is, I'm going with Will Ospreay.
I mean, I really think it'll be a good match. I'm a big fan of Kevin Knight. I do think Will Ospreay is taking the W. The Hurt Syndicate, you know these guys, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin with MVP against...
Just stop right there. They're gonna win.
For the AEW
They're gonna win.
Tag Team
I don't know who they're fighting. They're gonna win. I
Against-
got them. Move on.
against Big Bill and Brian Keith.
Don't care. Just
Okay.
go. They're gonna win.
Singles match for the AEW TNT Championship that is still around. This match has no time limit and
Sammy Guevara is the
no outside interference is permitted. What is this, 2022? Daniel Garcia is the champion,
Okay.
and he's defending against Adam Cole.
I always mix up him and Ricky Starks.
Well, Ricky
Starks has a dance. He
no,
does
he
a
doesn't,
little.
he doesn't have a dance.
the
He
boot
just
shake?
does the pose.
Oh yeah. Okay. Who's Daniel Garcia
And
versus
Adam
who?
Cole. Remember Adam Cole?
Adam Cole. Come on. I know Adam Cole. He still goes by Adam Cole, right?
Yes.
Let's go. It's for the title.
That's for the TNT Championship.
I'm thinking like I know what's been going on and
Yeah.
how the title picture is gonna be so impactful on these guys. I'm going Adam Cole because I like him.
I am going to go with Adam Cole because I think he needs to win some singles gold in AEW. Not that I think Daniel Garcia is great. I think Daniel Garcia, it would be great even if Adam Cole puts over Daniel Garcia, but I just feel like he's been champion and it hasn't, I sometimes I forget he's champion, unfortunately. So I think putting the belt on Adam Cole will maybe do something for the TNT title. And hey, if Daniel Garcia beats Adam Cole for the title 2-3 months from now, maybe that would be a better,
Maybe they might
impactful
get
way.
10 more viewers with Adam Cole as a champion.
Okay. Chris Jericho versus Bandito, title versus mask, and the Ring of Honor World Championship is on the line.
Title versus mask. Who's the champion in this match?
Jericho's a champion.
Of
Bandito has a mask.
What champion?
Of Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor.
Ring of
Ring
Honor.
of Honor.
Ring of Honor.
You've been hanging out with too many British people. My in-laws are British, so maybe it rubbed off on you
Ring of Honor.
tonight, right?
Yeah.
They all speak like that. A Ring of Honor champion, Chris
What's the
Jericho.
first episode I haven't won a hat in a minute? Okay, go on.
Who's
Where's my
Bandito?
hat?
What is a Bandito?
Bandito's a luchador wrestler.
It's a good restaurant on Commercial in
Oh
Vancouver.
my God. Who are you going with, Jericho or Bandito?
Banditos. I'm going Chris Jericho.
I'm going to say Bandito because I don't think Bandito's taking off his mask. And Jericho's going to put him over.
Yeah, I'll go with the mask guy.
All right. The Death Riders, Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, and Wheeler Yuta versus Rated FTR, Cope, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood.
Only because I think you've been telling me that one of the FTR guys been beefing with Edge. Or Cope. Adam Cope. I'm going to pick the Death Riders.
I think that's part of the drama going into it.
Okay.
But I think somehow Cope and FTR win. I don't think the reign lasts long, but I feel like they need a win because
When I think Death Riders, I just think of the game Need for Speed for some reason.
I don't know the correlation. I haven't played Need for Speed for a long time. Maybe I'm an
There
idiot.
was a song, Riders of the Storm.
No, Ghost Riders of the Storm.
Was it Ghost Rider? No,
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
an
it was
actual
Riders.
song that I know. Ghost
Was it
Riders.
Snoop sang it? Riders of the Storm.
Oh, Snoop sang that.
That was the lyric in the line. I don't know what the name of the song was.
Ghost Riders of something. I know the song. That's an old school
You
song.
called him the Teletubby.
No.
Yeah.
Ooh, no.
You called him
Can
the
I don't
Teletubbies.
remember. I have no recollection.
Don't
of
worry,
this.
watch vlog number 1.
3 with the vlog.
Vlog? Is it?
Yes, I watch vlog number 1.
Is that what we do?
No, it's a podcast.
What the hell's the difference?
I'm not like, hey guys, welcome back to my vlog. Kenny Omega versus Ricochet versus Speedball Mike Bailey, a 3-way match for the AEW International Championship.
Who's the champion?
Kenny Omega.
I'm taking Speedball because we've seen him wrestle live. Actually, that was my first ever Indies match I watched.
Oh, yeah, that show.
AEW when we went, and it was Speedball Mike guy. And I told you, dude, it felt like a WrestleMania to me when he wrestled.
Him and Artie, it was a good match.
Yeah, that was a
at
good
NEW.
match. So I'm gonna take him.
I'm gonna say Kenny retains. Timeless Tony Storm with Luther versus Megan Bayne for the AEW Women's World Championship.
It's a intergender match.
No, who's the man?
You said Luther.
That's her manager. I said with Luther.
Oh, what Luther? So it's not a triple threat.
Whoa.
So Tony Storm and who?
Megan Bain. You don't know who that is, do you?
No, that's the big chick that came at the end. And
Yeah.
Didn't make sense, right?
No, it made sense.
No, she beat up someone.
She beat up Tony.
Too early for Tony to lose her title.
Yeah,
after
way
the
too
Hollywood
early.
ending, so.
And I'm still curious when Mariah shows up again, if she's still involved or if she just moves on, or does she help Megan Bain? Those rumors about a stable starting, so I don't know. Okay. John Moxley versus Swerve Strickland singles match for the AEW World Championship.
Care less. But I'll go Swerve.
I'm gonna go Swerve, but for some weird reason, I just think Mox retains all the
Well, that's what I think. I care less because I feel like they're not going to give it to Swerve. I want Swerve.
I feel like Hagman's gonna get involved or something. Screw Swerve over. We're gonna have a 3-way in the next one, and by All In, it's gonna be
maybe Christian Cage will try to cash in again and get tapped out.
He already lost the cash.
What's AEW? Maybe they'll put another stipulation. Be like, oh, that
Tony Khan said he got his briefcase back. I don't know. Anyways, that's AEW. That's Arvy's predictions for the show that he really loves and enjoys. The best show of the week, AEW Dynamite.
And I'll tune in tomorrow to watch it.
The AEW Dynasty.
Want to watch it tomorrow?
I'm pretty down if I'm free, but that's like an off-camera conversation.
I got no time to watch that.
He has time. We got to really quickly talk about a couple of things that have happened. First things first, Kevin Owens no longer in competition at WrestleMania, has a serious neck injury. A lot of people thought it was a work, but it is not. Kevin Owens out. Nick Aldis told Randy Orton, you no longer have a WrestleMania match. Randy Orton did a RKO on Nick Aldis. First things first, wishing Kevin Owens a speedy recovery. Hope he's all right. Looking forward to see if, him coming back, like how serious his neck injury is. It going to be one of these situations where like Daniel Bryan, Adam Copeland, Saraya thing where he's like forced to retire.
I didn't know. I asked you today. I wasn't sure if that was a work or if it was real deal, but it seemed pretty genuine.
No, it's legit.
Injury. Yeah, so that sucks.
There's no reason for Randy Orton to walk out there, let him step out of the ring, do all that stuff.
In fairness, I wasn't like super hyped to watch the match at Mania, but it still would have been a good match to watch.
Yeah. No.
I wasn't like fully invested in the storyline, but if it was on, I think even like the casual fans watching with us probably would have enjoyed it.
Maybe next week or something, but if we went down the list of Randy Orton WrestleMania matches, there's been some good ones, but there has been a ton of just like, I'm not mad it happened, but it didn't really do anything for anyone.
I can remember the last Randy Orton meaningful match at Mania was the Seth match when he did the RKO.
That was 31.
So I don't know what he's done after that.
32, he wasn't there. 33 was Bray, wasn't good. 34 was not there. I don't think he was there. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. No, yeah, he wasn't. 35 was AJ Styles, and there was a light in everybody's face, and it just wasn't that memorable. You would think it'd be a great match, and it probably was a solid match, just not that memorable. Yeah. 36 was Edge, and they wrestled in the main event one year.
They had the greatest.
It was right before that greatest match. Backlash was the greatest match.
That wasn't right.
The one on WrestleMania was like they wrestled all over the Performance Center and all this stuff.
It's during COVID.
Yeah.
Without fans.
37 was Bray again, and it wasn't even a match, if you remember. Remember, like Bray came out and Alexa Bliss turned on him and started leaking black stuff.
No, that was a match.
That was barely a match. He just hit him with an RKO and it was over.
Okay. This probably would have been Randy's best. Well, it sucks that the Edge match was, during COVID.
Oh, no. 34 was Randy Orton versus Miro Rusev. My bad. He signed back again. Randy Orton versus Rusev versus Jinder versus somebody else for the U.S. title, and Jinder won.
I don't remember that.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look how random this shit is with Randy. Like his matches, and then like 40. Obviously, what did you last year?
You could have thrown him in the fatal. The
triple threat. No, he did triple threat with Kevin Owens and Logan Paul.
When?
WrestleMania 40.
Don't remember it.
He did a triple threat with Randy.
Yeah,
and Kevin Owens. See, so the thing we got to go over it properly. But Randy Orton WrestleMania matches have been so random. Oh, and I think the year before that was like he teamed with Riddle.
Oh, they're RK Bro.
Yeah, he's had the weirdest WrestleMania run in the world. And I was joking.
Nice push, man.
He just needs one like really big WrestleMania match. And I was joking.
Again, it could have been the Edge and him, but COVID happened. That probably would have been.
Yeah, it would have been a song. And the AJ Styles could have been better. Like a lot of the matches could have been better. They just didn't I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something with Randy Orton WrestleMania matches, but now I'm thinking, who do you think Randy Orton's opponent's going to be?
I'm going to say. I heard there was a signing, so I'm going to go with Rusev.
Yeah, where does Rusev sign back? That'd be a cool comeback. Because I think it has to be someone returning or something now.
Yeah, it has to be.
Like, I don't feel like it should be anyone that's already on the card.
Like, who's going to fight with Johnny Gargano?
Yeah, like Omos? Like, what are we doing here?
Oh, yeah.
Brock Lesnar coming back.
The
My
biggest
prediction
attraction.
is, well, we don't. Here's a couple of ideas. Okay, we know Penta's in the thing with Braun Breaker and everything. Ray Phoenix technically doesn't have a match yet. Could do Ray Phoenix versus Randy just as
Too
like
early.
a whoa.
Too early.
Do you get a guy like Aleister Black to return at WrestleMania to face Randy and start a feud there? I'm okay with that. I think that'd be a big
Well,
deal.
Randy
for
doesn't
Aleister.
need to win at Mania, so
No.
a guy like Rusev returning. That can be
Rusev or
big.
Aleister Black returning and facing him would be a big deal.
Yeah.
And it starts a feud. You know, usually WrestleMania is where feuds ends. Like this could start. It's almost like when Cody returned to face Seth and it started a Cody-Seth thing for 3 months.
Or maybe it's Randy Orton versus John Moxley.
No, that guy's defending the title tomorrow.
He brings it to WWE.
But you know what? That was a really good point, and that's our predictions for the Randy Orton situation. Once again, wishing Kevin Owens a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
But that was a point that someone brought up yesterday during the whole Seth, Roman, CM Punk thing. Was like, man, like it would really just hit like crack if Moxley would just come back here. Because Moxley, like you know, like we know the deal with Seth and Roman and how they have loyalty and trust issues. But Ambrose never turned his back on Roman. Like, the only time Ambrose turned his back on Seth again was when Roman got leukemia, but he didn't technically turn his back on Roman. It just...
So tomorrow, if Swerve wins and he loses his title, we can
It's not happening, man.
possibly think that he's
Not
coming back to
happening. It's not
WrestleMania.
happening. Chris Jericho was saying some stuff to you, like, oh, I would have thought of coming back to WWE if, you know...
Yeah, Jericho wants money. I don't blame him.
Jericho is been in this business for so long, he just knows how to work the business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I enjoyed the segment. It's always good seeing Roman and Seth interact. I think Seth really didn't need to be there on SmackDown, but he said, I just want to be here to see what this favor is too. I'm part of this
That's a great
match.
promo.
I didn't watch it initially because I was out. I was at the Queen of the Ring movie premiere here in
yeah, I
Vancouver,
saw it.
and
I
it was
watched
a great,
it
it was a
too.
great movie. But shout out to Ash Avildsen and Emily Bett, who was here. She's the main actress playing Mildred Burke. But that being said, I came home last night and I watched it. And my idea was like, oh, it's probably, like, I already know what happened. It's not that big of a deal. Like, the favor was that he wants Heyman in his corner. Like, yeah, whatever. But when I watched the segment, and then it made me care. I was like, oh.
I didn't hear about it. I watched the segment, and then I was a little let down with the favor. I thought the favor was going to be a little bit bigger than what was said. But I'm sure there'll be a big swerve or a big, oh my God moment.
There was...
It's a main event.
I do think the favor was a little underwhelming. Yeah. And I'm not going to say I thought this was going to be...
Because it was set up for a title match. That's what it seemed like.
That's what everyone... You're like, you wanted a
put your body
WrestleMania
on
main
the
event.
line, so I want my best friend to stand beside me. You went through hell at War Games, so your best friend can stand with you in a corner?
Yeah, no, he wanted the WrestleMania main event. And he still got it some way. And he just had this favor. And he never said he knew what the favor was the entire time. He just knew he had a favor. And this is my thing, right? Like, I thought about it too, and I'm like, yeah, this is underwhelming. And I couldn't say I predicted that this would be the favor. There was many times I thought this could be the favor, but I'm like, that's pretty, like... There was always a part of me being like, the favor's going to be somehow him taking Heyman from Roman. I always thought that might be the favor. But in this situation, I didn't think this was going to be the favor. I didn't think the favor was going to come until after WrestleMania, to be honest.
Yeah.
But what I was really intrigued by is the fact that I thought about it and I watched the promo, and I earlier in the week saw some video editor on social media post a video where Heyman's on Raw in 2013 or something saying, when you do main event WrestleMania, I am going to walk down the aisle with you. Shout out to whoever that video editor was. I don't know if it was Nelly or one of the other ones, but I saw that. I'm like, oh my God, the favor is going to be Paul Heyman walking down the aisle with him when he finally main events at WrestleMania. And he referenced it in the promo, saying, you did that promo on Raw. I didn't
So does he
forget
walk
about
out with Roman and then switch his corners?
No,
or
I think he walks out with Punk. But the thing that is like, then I have to think about the whole storyline aspect of the thing. I have to think, like, why does this matter? Because, like, you know, outside of him being friends and wanting him to walk, I'm like, why does it matter? Everything Roman's done since he came back in 2020 as the tribal chief, he's had Heyman in his corner.
Yeah.
He's actually had Heyman the entire time. There's never been a point where there was no Heyman.
Okay.
So how does Roman cope without Heyman? Have we seen Roman without Heyman?
Not really. Not since he turned.
We've seen Heyman without Roman and Heyman being with solo guys, but we haven't seen... That's where I'm like, this is where the mind games... It does nothing with Seth, though. That's the thing. So I'm like, at the end of this, does Heyman just screw over Roman and Punk and join Seth? Like, what is...
That's my belief right now.
What is the payoff?
He might just be like, screw you both. I didn't like either of you. I want to start a new chapter.
Yeah, and then...
Right? Or he could say, he came out with Punk, and then he can tell him, you never deserved that main event.
Nah, don't know, but he was so happy. They both cried together when they signed their contract last week.
You're too deep in Punk's DMs, man.
No, I'm not. Scratch that. But I think I understood it once I watched a promo. And the fact that Roman's like, he's not going to do it. For Wise Man, tell him you're not going to do that. And he was like, I can't tell him I'm not going to do that.
But I'm looking forward to the match now. The build-up's been good.
There's some drama. And I get it. A lot of people thought it was going to be like, oh, Heyman, somehow this is going to lead to the winner goes to main event the next night with Cody and Cena. But I'm like, it makes absolutely no sense that Heyman would have that power to make that happen. Yeah. And people argued with me in comment sections. People fought with me like, yeah, why couldn't he? Yeah, I'm like, it just makes no sense. You can like, someone even wrote a whole essay of how it would make sense. I'm like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, well, this makes sense.
Now we know the favor. Let's see what next week brings us.
But at this point, and I know it's not going to be the case, I would be okay for Cena and Cody main event night 1 and this triple threat main event night 2.
But that was all overpowered by the cat fight.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Tiffany and Charlotte, and then we're going to wrap this up. Tiffany and Charlotte.
Oof, that was catty.
I think they had a plan. I think they went out there with a plan.
They went off there.
And then I think the plan just died, and then they just started winging it, and the shots at the end felt like they're real. It's been reported by everybody on that I know that I think is reliable. Sean Rossap, shout out to Fightful. John Alba said, kind of verified it a bit too, like that they went off script. And that they visibly seemed to be annoyed with each other by the end.
Well, Charlotte got annoyed because she couldn't talk anymore. So the crowd got loud, and I think maybe it could have been a mic problem because I don't think Charlotte ever breaks down like that, where she just gave up. You can tell she gave up during that promo.
It's live. They wouldn't let her talk. And I think somewhere in the middle, she was just kind of like, you know what, fuck this.
Possible. Well, that's what I mean. Charlotte is usually pretty professional. But then again, she took shots at Nia Jax too, right? One time?
Yeah.
They started swinging.
And then the whole belt swap thing with Becky.
Maybe Charlotte's just at that point.
Where she dropped the belt and Becky had to pick it up.
Charlotte's known for these antics.
I'm
still the greatest women's wrestler of all time.
I was going to say, I can't hate on Charlotte.
Yeah,
I don't know what any of you. I have a lot of respect for that. She's been nothing but great to me.
But when Tiffany dropped that 0-3 comment, you're going to be alone.
And she literally was just crying about it on the Sherry Shepherd day the day before. I don't know. Like that's the thing. Like, was that originally in what they planned to say, or was that Tiffany just... Because you said it earlier, and it was funny, you were like, she said that, she chucked the mic, she rolled to the ring so fast.
Ooh, right? She got scared and she rolled out. And then when she... Kaiser's in my DMs. I don't know if the crowd heard that.
No, they heard it. We heard it. Everybody heard it.
We heard it at home.
Yeah, I'm sure they heard it.
Even I was like, ooh, but I mean, it's
very Conor McGregor.
It was.
That's why your wife's in my DMs.
But
that's the worst accent out of the area.
Now, because of what happened, I'm really looking forward to that match.
Yeah. Well, and I hope there's no heat between them. I hope they win the back and they're fine. But like, it was really weird.
I thought Tiffany was gonna fail at that promo though. I thought Charlotte's way too good. Tiffany was.
Well, Charlotte just lost the plot. I think when the crowd then she started mimicking Tiffany's voice, and I think that got under Tiffany's skin. Like, why are you mimicking my voice? Yeah. Like, it just felt like they started actually taking shots at each other. Yeah. And then I said this to you, and I said to Daniel, and you're the funniest. You're like, oh, that's a very podcast.
Daniel Martin, book him in Vegas.
That's why he said it was a very podcast answer. But I literally felt like it felt like they had a plan. Charlotte couldn't talk. She gave up on it, and then they didn't want to run overtime, so they quickly tried to wrap it up. And when they quickly tried to wrap it up, it got too real.
Yeah, because Charlotte said, "Go ahead and give us a closing statement."
Yeah,
along that line.
But I'm looking forward to it. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But the road to WrestleMania is heating up. A lot of changes. Once again, Kevin Owens out. Heyman's in Punk's corner. Tiffany and Charlotte seem to start shooting on each other. I'm intrigued to see what happens next.
What's going on in the Bianca and Rhea Ripley match?
It hasn't turned into a triple threat yet.
Okay. Who won?
They had
won, right?
No, they had it ended up being a no contest because they both hit Bianca. Bianca's referee. Yes. Pretty much leading to the prediction everyone had that ended up.
It's going to be a triple threat match, and guest referee is Trish Stratus.
I'm so intrigued to see. I think Trish will still come back and fight Nia. They made Naomi and Jade official for WrestleMania.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think Logan Paul and AJ is official now.
And the Motor City Machine Guns.
And I think Jacob versus LA is official.
Yeah, that's right. Motor City Machine
That's
Guns.
them, yeah.
They're going to fight...
Street Profits, I mean, yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
And then the War Raiders.
Yeah.
Who are they fighting?
I have no idea yet.
Hopefully my boys American Alpha.
But hopefully we'll see how the fans react to Bianca back on stateside, because the Europe made it seem like they didn't like her. And me personally, she's been giving a little bit of heelish vibes since, the breakup with Naomi. So
she cried and then she stopped caring about them.
Yeah, and then she just also seemed very just about herself and about getting this title back and screwing over Rhea.
Well, that's why she's an EST.
Io.
She don't give a shit anymore. She's like, I'm over this. My titles are gone. I need to win my singles title.
But yeah, guys, that's a TWC show this week. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends.
It's a little buzz, eh?
Listen,
Can't even say TWC anymore.
I barely could talk. This Yeet party was hard, guys. You understand? As for a 3-0, it was hard as hell, man. Like, I'm like way too lit. What happened with Jay? Oh, Gunther beat the crap out of Jimmy and left him bloody in front of Jay this week. They're trying to cook with that one. They're trying to get people back invested because it's getting a little boring there for a second.
So I told my
Big Jim
7-year-old daughter that Jey Uso is probably going to be opening. Not probably. He's going to open up against Gunther. She was so upset with me. She gave me a lecture on the way home. We were in the car. How is main event Jey Uso not in the main event? He won the Royal Rumble, Dad. Does WWE not know the winner of the Rumble gets the main event? All right, listen.
That doesn't always happen. Seth won a Rumble, opened the show against Brock Lesnar.
And I told her, the triple threat is going to be the main event. Nobody cares about the triple threat. I'm like, trust me, more people care about the triple threat. You're 8 years old or 7
He
years
wasn't
old.
there when CM Punk was the WWE champion and Paul Heyman was in his corner and he was trying to make his reign be long and keep his title that he hired.
In fairness, I don't think anyone was there and no one cares.
He hired 3 mercenaries from NXT to back him up, and that was Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose, and that's the beginning of this story. Is that initially Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns were mercenaries for CM Punk, and now he's back. Seth hates it. Roman doesn't care. Whatever. And now they're in a triple threat match, and now Roman is going to care because he stole Heyman from him, his safety, his wise man, the person that helps him make decisions. And we're going to have to see Heyman in the middle again. This is basically when Roman and Brock were facing. We're like, oh my God, is Heyman going to go back to Brock? Oh my God, what's going to happen? And it never happened. But we'll see what happens next. Everybody keep doing the thing. We'll see you all next time. Follow Reigns and Toys. Follow the Wrestling Classic. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I don't know what's happening there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And we'll see you all next time.
Yeah, yeet.
Yeet.